Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting afternoon of Rhode Island College Anchor Women's Soccer. My name is Jake Elms, and I'll be with you here as Rick takes on the Castleton State University Spartans out of Vermont here in Alumni Field. The Anchor Women have had an alright start to the season so far. They're 3-4 right now, 1-0 in the Little East Conference, and they'll be facing off against the 2-5 Castleton State University that's looking to get their first conference win. The Anchor Women, though, are coming off of an exciting win against an exciting 7-0 victory against Framingham State from last Wednesday evening. They were led in that game by captain and senior forward, Brittany DeGroth, who had her fifth, sixth, and seventh goal of the season. That's right, people. She had a hat trick in that game, and she'll be looking to continue to build on her very, very strong start to the season here, leading both teams in goals so far this season. The Anchor One, of course, as usual, being led by fourth-year head coach Christina Peary. In this, who, of course, is looking to finally really start to who's been looking to hit the ground running to start this season early in the season. She actually spoke with the Anchor newspaper here at Rhode Island College and said that she believes that this year is going to be she's hoping that this season can begin to be the culmination of a rebuilding process for the team. She spent the last few years getting the team together, rebuilding recruitment efforts for the Anchor Woman. And she's hoping this year now that she's built up a strong core of seniors, including DeGroth, strong core of seniors, strong core of juniors, including Christina Armstrong, Olivia Capraro, once again, the previously mentioned Captain DeGroth. And they'll be looking to just build on that and finally make the playoffs and find some success in the playoffs this season. But, of course, it starts with the regular season, and the Anchorman right now just looking to get to 500 with a win tonight. Well, win today. A little too sunny out to be night now, isn't it? And the game's about to start here. The midfielders are meeting at midfield for Castleton, and the game begins. Castleton kicks the ball into the corner, but the ball is gone by the Anchorwoman defense, but it slides through the legs of another Anchorwoman defender. Castleton has the ball, but once again stolen, kicked, and it nearly rolls out of bounds before getting taken by the Castleton defender. But in the way of that one is Brooke Young. Trying to get the way of the ball. She's able to get the ball right against the sideline. Back in the feet of Castleton. At mid-defense. Back to midfield with Rick. Nice kick into the air. Down back with Capraro. Capraro kicks it, but the ball is taken by number 6 for Castleton. Kick back to midfield. Kicked back by Armstrong. Back to Young. Young with the ball in midfield. Young moving up with it. Young looking for someone to go with it. She continues. Goes by one defender. Tries to pass it up to Zolano. Not quite. She throws it back. Young throws back and no, it's kicked out by the Castleton defender. Pass to midfield. In front of the goal. DeGroth trying to get it. Shakes the shot, but that one is saved by the goalie for the Spartans, Loren Henderson. But still, good offensive movement there early in the game for the Anchor Woman. And Henderson kicks the ball back in Anchor Woman territory. Off the head of Costa. Ball still into the Anchor Woman. Kick back to Castleton. But Young getting the ball once again, stopping it allows it to roll out of bounds. Throws it back in, over to DeGroth at midfield. DeGroth passes it forward, but it's headed down by the Spartan defender. Back in hands number 6 for the Spartans. She kicks it. Zolano not quite able to corral it, and that ball is kicked in. That's going to be a score. It's going to be a goal for the Spartans. 1-0. That's goal coming from Madeline McNally, the freshman defender. Excuse me, not Madeline McNally, excuse me. Yeah, coming from Mackenzie Belando, the junior midfielder, out of Carver, Mass. So that's going to be a score, and the Anchormen find themselves down early in this one. So we've seen, but actually seems like we have an injury down on the field now. That we have an injury down on the field now, though, for the Anchorwoman. That looks like Brittany DeGroth who's down there, and that would, of course, DeGroth. That would be Brittany DeGroth down there, and that would, of course, be a huge loss for the Anchorwoman here early in the game. She's down, so it seems like they're tending to her ankle right there. She didn't seem like as though she was involved in the play there, so this would, of course, be Monumental loss for the Anchorwoman. And of course, the goal actually came, though, from Taylor Mann, the freshman forward out of Hoosick Falls, New York. This is Mann's third goal of the season. As they continue to tend to degrooves, but she looks like she's getting up now. She's being helped to her feet now. She seems like she's trying not to put too much weight on that ankle there. Yeah, they're taking her to the sideline, so we'll see who comes in for the Anchorwoman now. Once again, a huge loss for them early in this game if she's out for any extended amount of time. But so far, we've seen two good offensive possessions from both teams. Of course, things went better on Castleton State's, but still, the Anchorwoman looking to respond here with or without their leader. Coming on to substitute for the Anchorwoman. Still, or not, but the Anchorwoman, of course, going to be looking to respond here. Coming in for the Anchorwoman, it looks like it's going to be Elena Kudo, the senior midfielder out of Coventry, Rhode Island. And the game starts back up. Focus pass is taken by the Castleton defender. Midfielder back in the arms of the goal scorer. She kicks it over. Not quite. Rolls into the arms of Carissa Gaglione. Gaglione kicks it. It gets to midfield, bounces off the foot of Galagarza. Kicked back to the defenders for Castleton. 22 is taking it up. Kicks it back right in the RIC territory, but a quick header by Zolano gets it back as it rolls out of bounds here. Ball's thrown in to the Castleton midfielder, 24. She's trying to get it around, but some tight defense being played by Caparo before the ball's passed back and kicked back into RIC territory before it rolls out of bounds. RIC ball now. Zolano to kick it back in. But Zolano gets the ball right back at the sideline, and she kicks it out of bounds. Castleton ball. To be thrown in by number 27, Keenan Lattimore. And that's going to remain Castleton ball. Ball's thrown in. Back to Lattimore. And the ball's kicked way out of bounds. Not way out of bounds, but out of bounds by Castleton. Going to be RIC ball now. Zolano with it. She throws it in into Castleton territory, right for the Castleton midfield. Ball now back at the center, and Young not quite able to get to a ball kick near the RIC goal box, but it's kicked back out by the RIC defense. Ball back to Kudo. Ball kicked back to Caparo. Now the ball down with Kudo. Kudo going down the sideline with it. She tries to pass it into the feet. Tries to get wrestled away from Castleton defender, but she's unable to as the ball is cleared back to midfield by Castleton. But the ball now as Armstrong looks to be tripped. She gets back up, ball still with Castleton. Ball kicked back into RIC territory. And we're back here to keep the ball thrown back in by RIC to midfield. Ball taken by Galagarza. Ball thrown back in by Young. Ball finds its way to Galagarza. She kicks it. Corner of the goalie box. It's with Kudo. They nearly managed to set it up, but just a sliver off. Ball rolls into the arms of the Castleton goalie. Goalie kicks it back to midfield, and it nearly bounces out of bounds as Christian seems to get shoved to the ground, but she gets back up. RIC ball here. Zolano with it. Zolano taps it over to Armstrong. Armstrong taps back to Zolano. Ball finds the way to Galagazar. She's at midfield with it. She passes it over, but the pass is a little off, but Young is chasing it down. Young is able to get to it in the corner. Tries to get away around the Castleton defender, but she kicks it out of bounds. And that's going to remain RIC ball in the corner now. It's going to be a corner kick for Rhode Island College. Coming in to make it is Brianne Ford. Ford sets up for the corner kick. And she kicks that, lines up with the goal. RIC tries to get it, unable to get to it. Good defense in front of the goal by Castleton. McNally with it. McNally passes it back to Ford. Ford tries to make a nifty move. She's able to get it, though, before it sails out of the corner. She's pushed. Tries to get the ball back. She's able to get the ball back. Ford fights for that ball. Pass it over. Nice setup to Kudo, but the ball is saved once again. But once again, good ball movement there in Castleton territory. Ford able to set it up to Kudo. Little more, slightly different shot, and that just may have gone in. Good play by the anchorwoman and good play by the Castleton goalie. Ball back in the hands of Brooke Young. She passes it over to Galagazar. She tries to kick it up, but it goes out of bounds. That's going to be RIC's ball still, though. It's going to remain Rhode Island College's ball. Ball to be thrown in by Madeline McNally. McNally throws it in, but it's once again kicked out of bounds by Castleton State. McNally throws it back in again. It goes to Caparo. Caparo's ball is kicked out once again by number 15 on Castleton. Natasha Silva, the freshman out of Hiram, Maine. She throws it back in, gets it to Ford. Ford with it now near the corner. Ford gets it around two defenders. Ford passes it. Bounces off the back of a level Castleton defender, though. They were able to clear it near midfield. But RIC trying to regain the ball. Ball sails fully to midfield in the RIC territory, off the head of Zolano. But now, Silva with it. But that ball goes out of bounds. The ref blows the whistle. That's going to be RIC's ball once again. This is going to be thrown in by Young. Young with it here. Looking for where to go with it. Waiting for the ref's call. That's going to be a sub here, actually. And, yes, DeGruth is coming back into the game here. That's going to be huge for the anchorwoman now. DeGruth tries to get right around the ball early on. Off the head of McNally. Ball at midfield. Ford able to kick it. Get it out of the traffic. Back in the Castleton territory. Ford winds up back in RIC territory. Two RIC players around it. Caparo trying to get it. Caparo's able to get it near the Castleton goal box. Kicked out by the goalie, though. Back into RIC territory. Zolano gets it. Heads it. It's back in midfield. Caparo with it. Caparo tries to get it over to the anchorman. Ford, and she's able to get it there. Over on the other side of midfield. Near the goal box. Trying to get the ball to the Gruth here, looks like. She passed it inside, but off the head of a Castleton defender. Back to midfield. Castleton trying to get the ball back out of their territory. The Castleton players flanked by two RIC defenders. And that sails out of bounds. That's going to be Castleton's ball here. No, it's going to be RIC balls here, excuse me. Zolano to throw it in. She throws it over to DeGruth. DeGruth with the ball. Trying to bring it up in the Castleton territory. She's outrunning one Castleton defender. She's got it in the goalie box. DeGruth is going. DeGruth tries to take the shot, but it sails to the side of the net. Good defense there by Castleton, but another good possession by Brittany DeGruth. And she really is a difference here for this team right now. She was able to string along two or three defenders on that possession, nearly bringing it. That would have been an impressive goal for DeGruth right here. But this remains Castleton ball. Henderson to kick it. Henderson with it, and that gets to midfield, but Zolano's on it. Ford with the ball now. Ford trying to get around a defender, but it's wrestled away before it's wrestled back away from number 6. Zolano lets kick the ball out of bounds to reset the defense, but decent possession there from Julia Carcone for Castleton Straight. Able to keep the ball away from 2 offensive players. Ball with it, sit near the RIC goalie box, into the corner. Corralled by Silva. Silva with it in the corner. She tries to get around one defender, unable to. But the whistle blows. And that's going to be a foul against Castleton State University and on Natasha Silva. As she tried to wrestle her way around Brooke Young. Got a little too physical there. So it's going to be Rick's ball. McNally kicks it into Castleton territory. DeGruth with it. DeGruth passes stopped by number 10 for Castleton. McNally tries to get around it, but the ball sails into the arms of Gaglione. Rick able to avoid a one-on-one situation here. Gaglione kicks the ball to midfield. DeGruth gets it. Gets over the Ford. Ball sails over to Armstrong. And Armstrong kicks that one out of bounds. That's going to be Castleton's ball. Ball's thrown in to Riley Nichols. Nichols with it. She passes it over to number 6, Carcone. But from behind comes Olivia Caparo. She's got the ball. She kicks it near the corner, and it goes out behind the goal. That's going to be Castleton's ball. So a nice steal there from Olivia Caparo, the senior midfielder out of North Providence. Ball to be kicked by Henderson. And it sails right over the head of Caparo. She had an inch too. She would have been able to get that one. Ball gets over to McNally. Ball taken from McNally by her opposite number on Castleton. Ball gets 24. Boy gets a 4 in the corner of the goalie box. She takes the shot, but Caglione's able to push that one up just right. She's able to set that one right over the goal. So a nice save there by the sophomore goalkeeper, Carissa Gaglione. There's going to be a corner kick now coming, though, for Katie Sanders, a senior defenseman for Castleton. Tallest player on either roster at 5'10". And they attempt to head that one in, but Rick's able to stop that. Ford kicks the ball right out of bounds now. That's going to remain Castleton's ball, though. But Rick now has a chance to set up on the corner kick. That one's thrown in by number 14. Rick trying to get it away from Castleton, still in the Rick goalie box. But it's wrestled away by Vanessa Costa. Gritty play there by Vanessa Costa before the ball is kicked out of bounds by Castleton. That's going to remain Rick's ball, but yes, a very good, very tough defensive play there from Vanessa Costa, the sophomore defensewoman out of Rocky Point, New York. Ball's up now, Zolano with it. Zolano kicks it over to Galagarza. She's still moving the ball up. She's trying to get the ball. She's with it. She tries to kick the ball. Her defensewoman gets in the way of her kick, though. But that's going to be a foul against Castleton. So it's going to remain Rick's ball. Galagarza, though, not afraid to go into the heart of the defense. Penalty kick to be taken by Madeline McNally. McNally kicks it up into the goalie box, into the arms of Henderson. And once again, solid goalie play, but a solid kick there by McNally. Would have potentially set it forward up. Ball at midfield, though, now. Gets past Silva, but passes way off and goes to McNally before it's taken by Costa. Rick trying to take possession back of the ball at midfield. Kicked into Rick territory. Zolano gets in the way of it. Gets over to Christian. Christian with it now on the sideline. Christian kicks it over as that kick by Caparo sails out of bounds. And that's going to be Castleton's ball. Ball thrown in at 27. Ball with Castleton at the midfield. But in comes Brooke Young with it. She takes the ball. She tries to set up her teammate. It's able to get over to DeGruth, but she is unable to quite get the kick in. Nice. DeGruth, though, stepping up to take the corner kick, but a good opportunity there for the Anchorwomen. They're creating opportunities for themselves so far in this game. Probably creating more opportunities for themselves than Castleton, but Castleton was able to execute on the one, so score still stands 1-0. As the corner kick from DeGruth sails over the head of most of the players, and it's kicked to midfield by Castleton. Kick sailing near out of bound. Belando with it. Shot taken. Costa takes it away, though. Working on the sideline. Gets around one defender. Still moving with it. She tries to pass it over. She is not quite able to get the pass over to Christian, but it's kicked out of bounds by Castleton. That's going to remain Rick's ball. Ball thrown into Brooke Young. Young with it back to Armstrong. Armstrong back to Zolano. Zolano back to Armstrong. Armstrong to Young. Ball gets back with Young before it rolls out of bounds. It's going to be Castleton ball now. Castleton on the throw. Ball thrown in near midfield. Parr gets near it, though. They're able to get it back to Armstrong. Armstrong back to McNally. Ball winds up with Ford. Ford back with Armstrong. They try to get the ball to Galagazar, but it sails, bounced a little too much, but that ball is kicked out by Castleton. That's going to remain Rick's ball. Galagarza with the throw in. It's thrown into DeGruth. DeGruth over that to Galagarza. Galagarza with it. She kicks it into the goalie box, but it's kicked out by Castleton. She's back in trying to get the ball, though. Ford in there to finish it. Ford kicks the ball over, though, to Silva. At midfield, Zolano tries to meet the ball. She's a hair off, though. Ball midfield. Still in midfield as it's headed by Armstrong. 27 Castleton kicks it right into Rick territory, but Zolano once again there to meet the ball. Her attempt to clear it, though, is blocked by the body of a Castleton defender as that ball is kicked out of bounds by Castleton. That's going to be Rhode Island College's ball. McNally to throw it in. Ford trips trying to bring the ball in. Buzz with Galagazar at midfield. She kicks it a little too far for DeGruth to get to it. That's in the arms of Henderson now. Henderson kicks that up in the air. Over into the legs of Christian. Christian gets that one to the Castleton defender near the sideline. DeGruth tries to get to it. It's passed away from her before she can get to it. Castleton with it at midfield now. Castleton defender gets it over to Silver near the corner of the Rick goalie box. She's with it. Blocked by McNally's body. And that one goes out the back. That's going to be Castleton. That's going to be a corner kick for Castleton. That's going to be a corner kick here for Castleton. Now that's going to be taken by number 15, Natasha Silva. In front of the goalie box, though, Caparo gets that one out. She clears it out the side. That's going to remain Castleton ball, though. Throw is going to be taken by number 14, Stephanie Burkhammer. Burkhammer gets it. McNally to meet the two defenders. Ball winds up at number 9. Cleared out by 22, and that one's kicked out once again by Caparo. Castleton ball once again. Burkhammer to take it once. Throw it in once again. At midfield with Castleton. Young taking it. Ball kicked off the head of Rick. Unable to get the ball out. Ball still with Castleton into the Rick goalie box. Castiglione takes it. She rolls it over, though. Ball rolled over to Young. Ball gets to DeGruth. DeGruth in the Castleton zone, getting near the goalie box. She gets it over. She takes the shot, but it's wide left. Takes a long shot with Galagazar in the goalie box of Castleton, a little to the right. Maybe the opportunity to generate pass it, but she goes for the shot. RIC still unable to score the first goal of the game here with 24-17 left to go in the half. Henderson now clears out, takes her kick, clears that one out. It finds the head of McNally before Ford keeps that ball in bounds. Galgazar takes it along the sideline. Castleton trying to get it out. And Galgazar with some nifty footwork to keep that ball in bounds. Galagarza with the nifty footwork. Armstrong with it now. They pass it back to Castiglione. Castiglione kicks that one out to near midfield, but it meets the head of a Castleton defender. And that's going to be a foul on Castleton. That's going to remain Rhode Island College's ball. McNally with it. McNally takes the penalty kick. She kicks it over. That lands with DeGruth. DeGruth with a chance at a shot here, but that ball a little too bouncy for, and that one kicks all the way into between two trees. But that's going to be Castleton's ball. And that's the fifth shot taken in this game by RIC to only 2 by Castleton. So that's what I've been saying for a while here. RIC is creating these opportunities for themselves, just not quite able to execute in the goalie box quite yet. But you have to imagine they keep generating these kind of shots for themselves. Some of them are eventually going to get in. A majority of these shots getting taken by DeGruth, it feels like. That ball's thrown in by Zolano. And that one goes out of bounds. It's going to be Castleton's ball. Ball back in the legs of Young. Young with it. Young in the corner of the goalie box. She's trying to get around defender. She's able to recover the ball. Unable to get around the second defender who meets her. Zolano with it now, though. Zolano passes it back. Pass forward to Young, but misses her foot by just an inch. Castleton gets the ball. They kick it back into RIC territory. This ball off the back. Now with it, number 9 for Castleton. Takes the corner shot, but easy save there for RIC. Easy save there for Gaglione. She clears the ball back to midfield. Galagarza takes. Chases down. McNally with it. Back to Galagarza. Off her head to Castleton. Ford may take the ball out, though. Castleton defender clears it back to midfield. Armstrong with it now. Gets around to Christian. Christian with it. Coming down the side. Going back to DeGruth with it. Takes a nice looking kick, though, but another save there for Henderson. But a nice athletic play there, though, for the anchor woman. And that is a 4th shot taken there by DeGruth. Taking 4 of the 6 shots for the anchor woman as the ball is kicked out of bounds by McNally. That's going to be a corner kick here for Castleton. And RIC continues to create opportunities for themselves. Just unable to execute. Unable to finish the plays down that area of the field so far. And they still find themselves down 1-0 due to an early goal by Castleton. And that one is also knocked out of bounds as met by Carissa. Gallagher runs out and kicks that one out of bounds. That's going to be another corner kick here for the Spartans. Also going to be seeing a sub here as Brianne Ford is being subbed out for Allison Morris. the freshman midfielder out of Putnam, Connecticut. So she'll be coming in midfield. And that ball sails through the legs of a couple of Rhode Island College defenders, and that's going to be another goal here for Castleton. And that's going to put Rhode Island College down 2-0 now here with 19:30 left in the half. That goal scored by number 9, Mackenzie Belando, the junior midfield out of Carver, Massachusetts. And it seems like the Anchorwomen kind of let themselves get caught off guard there. That play happened real fast. Once again, even though the Anchorwomen are by and far out shooting Castleton, the Anchorwomen are down 2-0 here. As the ball has been taken out by Galagazar. She tries to kick it, but it's met. Taken as another high shot taken by Olivia Kapar is saved by Henderson. Rick still down 2-0. Kicked out. Ball taken by McNally at midfield. McNally pass it over to Christian. And that ball goes out of bounds. That's going to be Rhode Island College's ball. Thrown in by Zolano. Gets to Armstrong. Armstrong kicks it far. Sails in the goal box. Gallagher's trying to chase it down. Not able to get there quite in time. Kicked out of bounds by Castleton. Still going to be Rhode Island College ball, though. Still Rhode Island College ball. Zolano with it. Zolano kicks it over. Sails right over to Henderson. She pops it out, but getting in the way of it is Morris. But it sails right back to Henderson once again. Henderson with it. Kicks it. Over to midfield. Zolano meets it with her head. Another header there from Castleton. And Young with it now. Young taking the ball, trying to get around the defender. Pass it over to Armstrong. Armstrong to Caparo. And Caparo kicks it out of bounds. It's going to be Castleton's ball. Thrown in. Gets to the RIC players, though. DeGruth with it now. Ball still bouncing around. Still in midfield. Castleton with it. Kicks it over, though, to Armstrong. Armstrong with the ball now. Passed over. DeGruth trying to get to it. DeGruth does get to it. She's got a defender for her. Trying to get around defender. Able to get around to one defender. Coming to the corner of the goal box. Tries to kick it. And that's a shot taken in. A goal. And the Anchorwoman nearly able to get that one. Beautifully set up shot for Allison Morris. But another good play there by Loren Henderson. And the Anchorwomen continue to facilitate good shot opportunities for themselves. Then that one may have been the best of the game, but a nice play there by Loren Henderson, who's having herself a game there at goal for the Spartans. Another good shot, though, and the ball still in midfield. Morris trying to get to the ball. Morris making herself felt early here. Substitute, and that's going to be an offsides call, though, against RIC. Ball to be thrown in by number 10, Katie Sanders. Once again, that looked like the best shot opportunity of the afternoon so far for the Anchorwoman. Down 2-0. They don't want to be squandering too many like that. They want to get some momentum before the half ends. Ball sails over the head of the RIC defense, but rolls over nice and gently to Gaglione. Gaglione kicks the ball over to midfield. Reaches Caparo. Caparo with it. And that's going to be a foul against Castleton here. Going to be RIC ball. McNally taking the ball in midfield. McNally waiting. The Anchorwoman setting up. And she takes that kick. Sails into the goalie box. Over the head. Into the arms of Henderson. 50 15-18. Left to go in the half. And that one's headed, though, by Zolano. Midfield. Caparro tries to get it. It's number 6 for Castleton. Gets around into the body of Zolano. Zolano passes it up to Armstrong. Armstrong back to Christian. Christian with it now. Christian kicks the ball. Rolls along the sideline. Stays in bounds, though. Kicked back by Castleton to the goalie. She clears it. Doesn't quite reach midfield. Christian tries to get to it once again. Ball now in RIC territory. Zolano and Costa run into each other, though, trying to kick the ball. The shot's taken, though, and Castiglione able to get it, but seemingly a miscommunication there between Kaylee Zolano and Vanessa Kudo. Excuse me, Vanessa Costa. Zaring at each other. But DeGruth with it. RIC gets away without a score there. Ball sails over the head of Zolano. And that's going to be a penalty against Rhode Island College there. Against Vanessa Costa. She trips up the Castleton player. Ball to be thrown in now by Kick to be taken by Castleton, excuse me. Here with 13:43 left to go in the first half. Kick taken. Zolano gets it, stops it with her body, trying to get it out of RIC territory. DeGruth tries to come down it as well. Long shot taken. Gaglione with it. Trying to decide where to go. She kicks it, clears it out to midfield. All the head of number 13 for Castleton. Armstrong with it. Now with Young. Young passes it over to Christian. Christian gets it in to the Castleton goalie box, but no anchor woman there to greet the ball. And that's going to remain. And that's going to be Castleton's ball. Henderson setting up to clear out the ball. She backs up. Ball in the left-hand corner of the goalie box. She kicks that. But it sails right over the head of Caparro. Ball, though, gets back to Caparro. Caparro with it. She tries to get it over the Morris. Sails out of bounds, and that one is kicked out of bounds by Castleton. Right into the stands. Right into the arms of a fan. And that's going to be RIC's ball, though. McNally to throw it in. McNally with the ball as it gets back to her. Ooh, Caparro able to get away from the Castleton defender. Nifty low move there. Nifty low move there. This ball gets back. No, ball gets by Zolano as it gets kicked back into Castleton territory by RIC. Castleton with the ball, though. DeGruth trying to get it away. Ball once again in RIC territory. With number 6 for Castleton. Morris tries to get it from the back, unable to. Ball back with RIC, though, as the whistle's blown. This is going to remain Castleton's ball. Penalty on RIC. 11:30 left to go in the half here. RIC still down 2-0 against Castleton. Looks to be ball in RIC territory, though. Kick coming now for Castleton. Kick taken into the RIC goalie box. Bounces out, though, off the head of the RIC defender. As McNally gets that ball near midfield, and Galagarza gets the ball. She's taking the Castleton territory by herself. She's trying to stop the defender. She's tripped up a little bit, and that's going to be a penalty there against Castleton. Galagarza unafraid to face off against the Castleton defense. McNally to take the penalty kick now. With 10:40 left to go in the half. McNally kicks that ball into the goalie box, but right into the arms of Henderson. Slips out quickly, though. But ball slips out of her hand, though. The RIC player comes to get the ball, but it's knocked back It's knocked out of bounds by Henderson. Corner kick coming here now. Corner kick to be taken by DeGruth. And the corner kick's up. Shot taken, and that one almost goes in, but saved by the shot. Saved from the shot of Brooke Young there. Right in front of Henderson. Henderson once again with another save. Shot with ball with Costa. Costa kicks it out of bounds. And that's going to be Castleton's ball now. Throw in coming. Throw in made. Castleton with it. Zolano right behind the player's back. Shot coming. And that one's cleared up and McNally, but it's kicked back into the goalie box. Back out. Still in RIC territory. Ball with Castleton. Ball gets passed. And that one sails out of bounds. That's going to be a corner kick for RIC. Skull kick for RIC. Oh, excuse me. May not be a corner kick. Unaware of where it's coming in. Also seeing seeing some substitutes here for Castleton. Ball's thrown in by RIC. Finally solved that mystery. Ball with Galgarza passed to Armstrong. Ball with Young. Young kicks it out of bounds, though, along the sideline. Castleton now with the throw-in. Thrown in. But, ball back in the feet of RIC. Hey, though, still in RIC territory. Castleton with it, but Caparo able to get it away. Back at midfield in Castleton territory. Castleton still with the ball, though. Ooh, ball sails away from defender. Gruth thinking about chasing it. Kicked away by Henderson, though. Back to number 14 for Castleton. In Castleton territory. Caparo gets the ball. Back away. Fight for the ball. Ball near the sideline. Kicked back into RIC territory. But ball gets kicked out of bounds by Vanessa Costa, trying to get it to number 5, Allison Morris, but just a hair off. Throwing now for Castleton. Castleton throws it in. And ball goes off, out of bounds once again, off of McNally. That's going to be Castleton's ball. McNally. Ball now. Caparo's able to get it. Clears it out. Bounces along the sideline. Out of bounds. Going to be Castleton ball in the throw in here. 7:04 left to go in the half. RIC still down 2-0 here. Trying to get some momentum going before the half. Ball number 6 for Castleton. Trying to get around. Not unable to get around Vanessa Costa. She fights for the ball. Able to get it back. Caparo with it. Ball now. Too young. Ball back with Castleton. Ball into RIC goalie box. Shot to be taken, but Gaglione stops it. Ball still. Gaglione back on her feet. Runs back to the goalie box. Ball out of the RIC goalie box. Near the midfield. Some physicality down in there. No whistles blown, though. Solano with it back in the RIC goalie box. And that ball's cleared out by RIC. It's going to remain Castleton's ball. Ball with Castleton. Sails to the corner. Kicked out by the... Ball kicked out, though, by the Castleton defender. That's going to be RIC's ball. Gaglione with it. Ball back with RIC. Zolano chases the ball as it goes out of bounds. It's going to be RIC's ball once again, though. Zolano to throw it in. Makes it. Ball gets Castleton, though, at midfield. Galazar tries to come from behind, isn't able to get to it. Caparo wrestling with the Spartan for the ball. Ball back, passed over to number 19. Nice pass there made by Castleton, but the forward is unable to corral the ball, and that one goes out of bounds. A good opportunity there for Castleton, but they're unable to quite execute on. So that's going to be Rhode Island College's ball once again. Castleton's ball. Castleton ball, and that one goes out of bounds. Once again, it's going to be Rick's ball, though. Ball thrown in near midfield. Morris tries to get it. Armstrong is able to get it. It's still at midfield, and the ball sails out of bounds once again. That's going to be Castleton's ball, though, with 4:19 left to go in the half. Ball. Oh, and looks like it's going to be a foul against Rick and on Olivia Caparo. She knocks Julia Carone to the ground. And kick's going to be taken by Katie Sanders here. 3:55 left to go in the half. Ball kicked up into the Rick goalie box. But Rick tries to clear it out, and that sails out of bounds off the foot of, I believe, McNally. That's going to be Castleton ball. Castleton still with it. Near midfield. In Rick territory. Number 14. But in comes Caparo. Well, gets it over to Gallup. And actually it's kicked back into the Rick goalie box. Gaglione with it. She picks it up. Where to go with it. Kicks the ball. Tries to get to DeGruth a little too far for her. Against the sideline in Castleton territory. DeGruth trying to get the ball away. Rick trying to set up a scoring opportunity here near the Castleton goalie box. Ball. Caparo trying to get the ball away. Makes some contact with it, but the defender able to maintain it. McNally with the ball now. McNally tries to get to Morris, but the ball goes right over Morris's foot and sails out of bounds. And that's going to be Castleton's ball here now with 2:35 left to go in the half. Rick still down 2-0. McNally tries to get the ball with her body. Not quite able to, as that one rolls out of bounds. That remains Castleton's ball. Over to Costa. Costa with it to Armstrong. Armstrong tries to get it to Galagarza. Chasing the ball down at midfield with number 16 for Castleton. She goes back in her own territory, passes back to number 22, who then kicks the ball out of bounds. Rick ball with 2 minutes left to go in the half now. As Rhode Island College subs out Olivia Caparo for Haley Rich, the freshman midfielder out of Chaplin, Connecticut. So she'll be getting her first action here tonight, or today. And that goes out of bounds once again. 1:40 left to go in the half now. Ball firmly at midfield. Castleton trying to still possession of the ball. Kicked over. Knocked over by Rich, though. Back with Galagarza. Galagarza gets it over to DeGruth. DeGruth with it. Chased by the defender. Trying to maintain it. Loses the ball. She's looking for the call. None comes. Morris tries to come down on it. This ball. DeGruth trying to get the ball back. Morris able to get the ball back, but she kicks it out of bounds. That's going to be Castleton's ball with 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go in the half. Ball thrown to midfield. McNally gets it, though. Clears it back. Ball still with Castleton near midfield. Morris gets it. Back to Castleton, trying to stop the ball from going out of bounds. That one nearly goes out of bounds, but saved by Megan O'Shea. Fight for the ball still going on midfield between both teams. And that one goes out of bounds, being chased by Corey Delpret. Delpret, the senior defensewoman out of Foster, Rhode Island. 30 seconds left to go in the half. Ball with Young. Young gets it back over to Rich. Rich loses the ball. Rich with again. DeGruth with a shot opportunity. She takes it, and the shot right down the middle, though. Once again, saved by Loren Henderson, who is having herself a first half here. She clears the ball with 10 seconds left to go in the half. Midfield off the head of McNally, back into Castleton territory. Another high kick taken. 1 second left, and that's going to be the end of the first half here. And we close the first half here with Rick, while creating many, many shot opportunities, Rhode Island College still finds himself down 2-0 here at the end of the first half in their conference matchup with Castleton State University. We will be back in just a bit with the second half action, and we'll see if the Anchorwomen are able to recover and are able to put things together, able to put their passing together, able to execute at the end, and finally just put the ball in the goal and hopefully get out of here with a win. We will see you in just a minute. And we're back here about 2 minutes ago until we kick off the second half here of Rhode Island College's interconference game against Castleton State University here. The Anchorwomen looking to get to 500 here at 3-5 and defeat 2-5 Castleton, but they've run into a bit of trouble here in the first half. The Anchorwomen currently find themselves down 2-0 after a goal within the first 2 minutes of the game from Taylor Mann, and a goal later on in the half from Mackenzie Belando. The Anchorwomen, though, not playing well on offense. They've been able to generate a lot of solid shot opportunities, especially for Brittany DeGruth. The Anchorwomen currently out shooting Castleton 10-8 right now, but some combination of the Anchorwomen not being able to quite execute at the end, and a good performance so far from the Castleton goalkeeper, Loren Henderson, have just kept Rick out of the goal and off the scoreboard so far in this one. So the Rick performance hasn't been, once again, they've been performing well on the offensive side. They've been passing the ball well. They've been getting the ball to their forwards. They've been getting the ball to their goal scorers, but maybe they might need to look to get a little more creative in the way they're trying to get around this goalie, as a lot of these shots have been straight on, right into the arms of Henderson, so maybe they need to find a way to maybe deceive her a bit. Take different shots, shoot at different parts of the goal. Try to find a way to get the ball in. They try to find a way to get back in this game, and once again, try to find a way to get to 500 here. The second half coming soon here in Alumni, here at Alumni Field. Once again, I'm Jake Elmsley, and I'll be with you here as the second half is just about to kick off here. Ball's going to be starting off with Rick here. As Anchorwomen players meet at midfield, getting ready to kick this half off. DeGruth, Caparo re-entering the game. And Galagarza, whose name I'm quickly mastering, at midfield right now. Getting ready to start this half off. Once again, Anchorwomen down 2-0 right now. Second half starting now. DeGruth with it. DeGruth to Capraro. Capraro with it, getting around to the defender. She trips up a little bit, but she's able to get it. Tries to pass it into the corner to Christian. Christian with it, coming down near the goalie, but she's tripped up. But shot taken there by Christian from the side of the goal. But corner kick now coming for the Anchorwomen. They're looking to be aggressive as they start off the second half here. Good possession there. Good ball movement by Capraro. We had a great first half defensively. DeGruth to take it. Ball in front. And Gallagher tries to get in, but she's off. Ford with it. Ford able to get the ball around the defender. Ford with it. Ford takes the shot, and that one very nearly goes in off the crossbar. DeGruth with it. Capraro with it, trying to get the ball. She's tripped up. Gallagher with it. She kicks it, and that one goes in. The Anchorwomen are on the board here early. And that is a goal for Salil Galagarza, the sophomore forward out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. alumni of LaSalle Academy. And the anchor woman, exactly like we just talked about, looked to get aggressive to start off the second half. And really a full team effort there. And the anchor woman now cut the deficit down to 1. Here against Castleton State University with after less than a minute in the second half. Castleton looking to start the ball off here, but once again, great look there by the anchor woman. Coach Peary's got to be happy with the way her team just came out. Ball now with the anchor woman. Gal Garza with it at midfield, trying to get around. Tries to get it to Capraro. She's in credit with the ball, but McNally kicks the ball out of bounds. It's going to be the first throw in here of the half. It's going to be Castleton's. Castleton with it. Ball thrown in. But the ball wrestled away from 2 defenders by Costa. Ball now with DeGruth. DeGruth gets around the defender, running down the sideline. Ball stays in bounds before it gets knocked out by Ford. Ball thrown in, though, by Ford to DeGruth. DeGruth with it near the goalie box. She kicks out of bounds herself, though. It's going to remain Castleton's ball. Ball's thrown. Rick able to get to it first, though. Ball now with Capraro. Capraro trying to get around the defender. Is unable to. 24 the ball now for Castleton. She's trying to find somebody to go with it. Capraro on her tightly, though. They get wrapped up. Gallagher's is able to get the ball away now. Ball with Ford. Ford unable to move the ball around the defender. So kicked out to midfield. Ball, though, with Zolano. Zolano being chased down. She's able to get the ball over to Christian. Christian gets the ball over to Gallagherza. The goal scorer. Gallagherza with it again. Ball's in the goalie box. Castleton player clears it, though. Zolano pushes the player to the ground. That's going to be a penalty, though, against Rick. And against Kaylee Zolano. Some fans here are calling for the card, but it's going to be a simple foul. That's going. So Castleton with the ball now, though. Kick to be taken now by Katie Sanders. Ball gets over to Rick. Near the Rick goalie box. Castleton trying to get it. Ball kicked out of bounds off the back of Christian. That's going to be Castleton's ball. Nice play by them to be able to get the ball out of bounds off of Rick. Number 27 to throw it in. She throws it over. Reaches her teammate. But the ball is taken back by Rick. 27 with the ball again. Near the Rick goalie box. Kicks it back in. But Young gets to that ball. Clears it to the midfield. Gallagher's coming down on it. But kicked by 22 for Castleton. Back near the Rick goalie box. Number 4 gets to 6. Castleton has the ball. They're trying to set up a shot here. Shot taken, but easy save there for Carissa Gaglione. And her first save of the second half. Save number 6 for her on the day. Costa gets the ball. Ball at the midfield. Kicked back into Rick territory, but that's going to be an offsides call now against Castleton. So that's going to be Rick's ball. Rhode Island College with it. Lightly tapped over to McNally. But the ball gets stolen from McNally by Silva. Silva coming up with it. McNally trying to stop her, trying to get in her way. McNally able to get it. Fights for the ball, but the whistle's blown. That's going to be a penalty, though, against Silva. So McNally fights for the ball, able to get it, and draws the penalty. And that's going to be And that's actually going to be a yellow card here against Natasha Silva. So McNally really able to get some contact there. So McNally with it. Takes a kick. Sails over the head. of the RIC forward, but a long shot taken, though. Capraro comes in, tries to salvage that with a shot, but it goes over the goal. But Capraro really getting involved in this game early in the second half here. We're at 39:45 left to go in the game now. Henderson takes it. Capraro gets the ball with her head, though. She gets it again with the head. Heads it over to Galagarza. She's not able to get back to it, though. Forward with the ball now. Forward trying to get around the defender. Ball's taken by Castleton. Castleton with it now. Gets it around RIC. Around another RIC defender. Gets into RIC territory, but Costa's there to take the ball. Ball's kicked. Christian tries to keep it in bounds. Unable to, though. Ball's out near midfield. Going to be Castleton's throwing. Ball's thrown in by Castleton. And that goes out of bounds. That's going to be RIC's ball now. Or no, excuse me. It's actually going to remain Castleton's ball. 27 throws it in. Over to number 6. But Zolano's able to get the ball. Capraro with it as well. Pro kicks it to midfield. Taken back by Castleton. Back to Silva. Trying to stop the ball from rolling out of bounds. And it does. Silva unable to get there in time. But it's going to be Castleton's throwing. As Ford comes out. Forces the Castleton turnover. And now that'll be RIC's ball. Ford throws the ball in. Ball with RIC once again in Castleton territory. Ford comes down and unable to get near the ball. Zolano heads it back. Zolano trying to chase the ball down. Decides to let it go, though. That's going to be RIC's ball now. Zolano with it. Throws it back in. Gets to Galagarza. Galagarza with it. She's trying to bring it into the goalie box. Unable to get to DeGruth. Ball back at midfield. Castleton ball. Bring it up into RIC territory. But the player is met by McNally. McNally gets the ball over to Capraro. Capraro with it. Passes it back to Young. Young with the ball now. Midfield tries to get it. Tries to pass the ball. Ball taken, though, by Castleton. Ford gets in there, though. But ball winds up back. Castleton kicked over into RIC territory. Gaglione thinks about going to it, but it rolls into the hands of Gaglione. She kicks the ball back to the midfield. Goes little over the head, though, of Brooke Young. Galagarza with it. Ball back in midfield with RIC. Zolano takes it. Ball kicked, though, by Castleton. Rolls into Castleton territory. To number 4 with Castleton. Near the corner. Shots taken. Once again, easy save, though, for Gaglione. Gaglione deciding where to go with the ball. She kicks it. Off the head of number 8 for Castleton. Proro with it now. But no, ball number 9 now for Castleton. She's looking to get a shot. And that one goes in. She had Costa right on her back, but that wasn't going to stop Mackenzie Belando. And that is going to be her first goal of the game after 5 first-half shots. No, excuse me. That's going to be Belando's second goal of the game. And Belando's having himself the game, and the Anchormen now find themselves down 3-1 here with 36 minutes left to play in the game. Rick gets the ball back, though. DeGruth with it. DeGruth passes it over. Galagarza. DeGruth with it again. DeGruth able to get around a few defenders. Unable to quite get into the goalie box, though. 22 coming in with it. For Rick. Ball gets back over. To Armstrong. Galagarza with it now. Trying to pass it. Trying to get to her teammates. Loses the ball. Ball to Zolano, to Armstrong, to Galagarza once again. Still trying to get the ball into the goalie box, unable to. Header off Acosta, ball rolls back into RIC territory. Belando with it now. And that ball goes out of bounds, though. It's going to be RIC's ball. It's going to be Castleton's ball, excuse me. As the Spartans sub out Lisbell for Stephanie Burkhammer, coming back into the game. Ball to be thrown in by Keenan Lattimore. Lattimore throws it in. Zolano with it. Capraro with it. Back to Zolano. Zolano going along the sideline. Gets over to Galagarza. Back to Zolano, but Zolano not quite able to corral the pass. But the ball gets picked back to Capraro. Back to Zolano. Zolano over to DeGruth. DeGruth at midfield. Passes it to Young. Young passes the ball, but it winds up with the Castleton defender. Young tries to keep the ball to RIC territory. Ball still at midfield. RIC loses the ball again. Ball gets kicked by Castleton into the RIC goalie box. Kicked out by Costa and out of bounds. That'll be Castleton's ball once again. Ball's kicked over. Lands with McNally right outside the RIC goalie box. Silva, though, kicks the ball out of bounds. That'll be RIC's ball. That'll be RIC ball. McNally to throw it in. Gets it over to Armstrong. Zolano with it now. Able to clear the ball back to the midfield, but it's kicked right back by Castleton. Costa again tries to clear the ball. And that's headed out of bounds by number 13, Carly Meekham. That'll be RIC's ball. DeGruth with a nice move. Kicking it up and over the Castleton defender. DeGruth chasing it down the sideline. Gets the ball by the defender. DeGruth gets the ball again in the goalie box now. DeGruth's trying to make a shot. She takes a shot and on the outside of the net. But DeGruth able to string along a few defenders there to make the shot. Once again, unable to get a goal in this one so far. Still trying to follow up her hat trick from Wednesday with a goal, and a goal that RIC could use right now, down by 2. Pro heads the ball over to Young, and that goes out of bounds. Ball over to Costa. Ball gets kicked into the RIC goalie box. Barreling down on it is a Castleton defender, but Gaglione able to take that shot. Saves that one. Rolls it over to Armstrong. Zolano with it. Zolano gets it over to Galagarza, but gets out of bounds. RIC unable to complete the pass. .27 with it. Throws it in, but goes off the head of Christian. It's going to remain Castleton ball, though. Thrown over. Belando. Ball now with RIC. Castleton able to get the ball back, though. And Christian hits the ground. No whistle blown, though. Number 13 for Castleton at midfield with the ball. Pass it over to 14. Capraro tries to get the ball away from the Castleton player. Unable to. Zolano comes in with it. Castleton now getting into the goalie box. Threatening here. Belando with it. Number 4 setting up for the shot. Takes the shot, but sails wide right. So that will become RIC's ball once again. Castleton making another sub here. Leia Gravel now. Excuse me. Hannah Kopass coming in now for Mackenzie Belando. I'm sure RIC is relieved to see Belando leave the field after her 2 goals in today's game. Ball over to Zolano. Gallagher's now with the ball, though. Over on the sideline. She's got it. Bring it into the goalie box. Trying to set up a shot for herself. And tries to get it. But that one is kicked out the back by Castleton. So that's going to be a... No, that's going to be Castleton's ball. Excuse me. Gallagher's tried to take it herself. Unable, though. Blanketed by defenders. Solano with it now. Over to McNally. Ball at midfield. Castleton with it. Number 24 gets it over to her teammate. Still at midfield. Pro trying to get in there. Still chasing the ball down against the sideline. And she forces the ball to be kicked out of bounds. That's going to be Rick's ball. Capro still playing tight defense at midfield. Ball thrown in for Rick. Trying to get the ball to DeGruth. DeGruth trying to wrestle the ball back. Unable to get the ball. Gets stuck under the fallen body of the Spartan. Ball passed back to Gaglione. Rick trying to continue trying to... Actually, though, as McNally is seemingly tripped, kicked in the shin, so that's going to be another foul now against Castleton. So McNally continues to take punishment and accept the fouls. So her kick goes by her teammates. Gallagher with it now, though. Gets it over to number 12. Christian with it. Christian's tripped to the ground. That's going to be another foul against Castleton. Be another penalty for Rick now. Near the goalie box. DeGruth with it. DeGruth now setting up to take the kick. Castleton lining up. Anchorman with a good chance to cut the deficit here. DeGruth passes it over. But Castleton's able to stop that easily. Clears the ball back to midfield where it's met by Vanessa Costa. Costa trying to get it back to her teammates. Able to get through the legs of a defender. Oh, and now the ball is with Christian. Not much in front of her. She has a chance here. Just takes the long shot, though. Easy save for Henderson. Henderson with it. Clears the ball. Solano tries to get it with her head. Goes by her. Costa with it. Gaglione clears it back to the midfield. Headed back into Rick territory, though. Costa with it. Gaglione picks the ball back up, though. Rolls it over to her teammate. But number 19, for Castleton, barrels down on that one. Solid hustle by her, but kicks the ball out, so it'll remain Rick's ball. Rick loses the ball as it sails near the corner. McNally trying to get the ball back. Costa, though, able to keep the ball from staying in the goalie box. Ball number 6 for Castleton at the top of the goalie box. Gaglione tries to stop it, and the whistle's blown. That's going to be a foul on Rick in the goalie box. That's going to be a yellow card. That's going to be a yellow card now on Kaylee Zolano. Oh, excuse me. That's going to be on Madison Christian. And that's going to set up a penalty kick now. To be taken by Riley Nichols, the sophomore. Gaglione looking to stop this. Leon trying to keep the deficit from... And that one goes in, though. And that's going to be score number 4 on the day for the Anchorman. That's going to be Riley Nichols scoring her third goal of the season for the Spartans, and the anchorwoman. That's the last thing they need right now. Now they found themselves down by 3 with 26 minutes left to play in this game. Woman now with the ball at midfield. DeGruth with it. That was 24 with the goal, right? Yes. Pass it over. Ball still at midfield. Brought back in by Armstrong. Armstrong gets it over to Christian. Christian with it. Christian passes it over to Galagarza. Galagarza in the goalie box. She kicks it. Unable to make the shot. But ball stays in bounds. Castleton able to take the ball back, though. Armstrong gets the ball. Rick unable to maintain control, though, as the ball is kicked out of bounds by Castleton. So that will be a throw-in for Rick. Ball thrown in by Rick. Castleton able to get the ball back, though. Kicks it out to midfield. Zolano chasing it down. Able to get it as it rolls into Rick territory. Kicks over to Gaglione. Gaglione gets it over to McNally. But the ball is kicked out of bounds. That will remain Rick ball. Ball thrown in by McNally. Ball with Rick. DeGruth chasing it down. DeGruth within the goalie box. One defender near her. Kicks that ball, but it sails over the goal. Another unsuccessful shot here for Brittany DeGruth. And re-entering the game now is going to be Mackenzie Belanda, who has 2 goals in this game against Rick. So she'll be coming back here in the games with 24:20 left to go in the game. Henderson kicks the ball. Goes out of bounds, so that'll be Rick's ball. Be a Rick throw-in. Ball thrown in to Armstrong. Armstrong's pass Galagarza is unsuccessful. Galagarza unable to receive the pass. Galagarza with it. Galagarza gets it top of the goal box to DeGruth, but the ball is taken from DeGruth. Christian tries to get the ball. Ball back at midfield. Taken over by McNally. McNally with it. McNally. Ball gets knocked around, and one girl goes down as the whistle blows. There is a Castleton player on the ground. It looks like she might have gotten hit in the face based on the way she went down. Looks like she may have gotten hit in the face by the ball, as her teammates and the referee attend to her. Here with 23:18 left to go in the game. Number 19, though, gets back up, but she's heading to the bench now. Play will resume here now, with the anchorwoman still down. 4-1 here. This will be Rick's ball, looks like. McNally here to take the kick. Gets the ball into the goalie's box, but it's knocked out by Castleton's defense. That will... And Rhode Island College making a substitute in goal now. Gaglione will sit on the bench as Erica Edwards, the junior goalkeeper out of North Kingston, will take the field here in the game's final 22 minutes. And Allison Moores will re-enter the game for Madison Christian. And that ball is knocked out of bounds by Rick. This will be a throw-in now for Castleton. Ball thrown in by Castleton. Goes out of bounds, though. Rick ball once again. Zalando to throw it in. Goes over the head. Armstrong with it. Ball flies out of the hands of the goalie. Prime opportunity for Rick, but they're unable to execute there. As Henderson dropped the ball and left the goal completely empty. Delpret unable to make the wide open shot, and that's the kind of shot that will haunt the team for a while now. Rick with the opportunity to cut the deficit down to 2, but unlucky break there. Rick very, very unlucky there. Entering the game now for Castleton is Jamie Barrett, the sophomore midfielder out of Morrisville, Vermont, student of the People's Academy. Young with it. Tries to get over to Delpret, but that's kicked out of bounds. This will be throwing corner kick coming here for Rick. Going to be taken by Galagarza. Galagarza here to take the corner kick. And that's cleared out. Shot by Brooke Young. A great save there by Henderson. Able to see that coming through the traffic. The anchor woman still having trouble getting the ball in the net. And that one stays in bounds. Off the head of McNally. Rick's ball. Over to Delpret. Delpret tries to get around the defender. Unable to. Around the defender. 20 minutes left to go in this one. Armstrong gets the ball of the territory. Moore is able to get the ball down, though. Rick territory at midfield. Armstrong passes back to Zalano. Zalano with it. Trying to get around the defender. Able to get around the defender, but unable to get around the second defender. Costa with it, and that one's kicked out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in for Rick. Throw-in to be taken by Zalano. Throw-in taken by Zalano. Unable to get it to her teammates, though. But they get it back. Ball with Capraro. Ball now with Galagarza. One defender in front of her. Trying to run by her. Able to. Shots taken, but shot taken by Henderson. Going to be save made by Henderson. Rick now taking 20 shots to Castleton's 12. So the anchor woman really creating opportunities for himself, just unable to execute so far. Only converting on one of their 20 shot attempts. Meanwhile, Castleton with 12, connecting on 33% of their shots. Shot, ball still in Rick territory. Rick in control of the ball, though. Capraro with it. Capraro with the ball, being chased down. But Morris able to get to Morris. Morris near the goalie box. Morris taking it down the sideline. Morris tries to pass it, but it's kicked out of bounds by number 16 for Castleton. That'll remain Rick's ball. Morris with the throw-in, able to get to Galagarza. But she loses the ball. Rick able to recover it, though. Solano with it now at the midfield. Pass it over to her teammate. McNally passes it back to Edwards, getting her first action in the goal here. Edwards looking a way to go with it. Edwards kicks it over to McNally. McNally passes it forward. Gets it to her teammate. Gets it over to Young. Young with the ball in midfield, able to get around a few defenders. Young passes the ball. It gets to Delpret. Delpret gets the ball over to Capera. Morris with it. Passed in the goalie box off the head of the Castleton defender. Pro tries to get it back in, but Castleton's not having it. Ball back in midfield. Zelano watches the ball as it floats out of bounds. RIC ball. As some subs are made. And the substitute now will be Aaliyah Colvin coming in now for Corey Delpret. Colvin, the junior midfielder out of North Providence High. Kelly Garza with the ball along the sideline as it's kicked out of bounds. She picks it up. It's the ball over to Kudo with the ball now. Here's the goal as that goes out the back. That'll be Castleton's ball. As another sub is made now. Audra Gracia, the freshman defensewoman, coming in the game. Coming in for Christina Armstrong. So Gracia getting her first play of the game. Ball now with Rick. Rick trying to get the ball out of the territory. McNally with it. McNally passed it over. Ball passed over to Young. Young with the ball. Young trying to get around the one defender. Pass it as it floats. As it's passed out of bounds by the Castleton player. But it'll remain Castleton ball. Castleton throwing coming here now with 15 and a half minutes left in the game. Ball passed over to Morris at midfield. Morris tries to get around the defender. Ball kicked away. Zelano tries to get the ball back. Zelano trying to staying on number 20. She's able to shake her free, though. Taken over by Capraro, though. Capraro with it. Tries to get to Morris, but her shot's a little too wide. Number 16 able to get to it first. As the whistle's blown once again, we have another Spartan here on the ground. Going to see if a foul is called as the Spartan coach comes over to see his player. She's still down, though. And the Spartan player still on the ground here with 14 minutes, 46 seconds left to go in the game. Anchorman down 4-1 here. And really has been the storyline. Anchorwoman still out shooting the competition, 20-12, but it's tough to say what it is, if it's been the execution by the Anchorwoman or if it has been Lorraine Henderson, who really, in 73 minutes now, has allowed one goal but has had 11 saves in this game. Someone who has been playing herself, was at a very, very high-quality start so far. The goalkeeper out of Rutland, Vermont. And the Castleton players still on the ground here. And they're helping her up to her feet now. She seems to be untying her shoe. Could be some sort of ankle injury. And the Anchorwoman just looking to get back on the board here, trying to at least get right. This game might be out of hand, but they could still look just to get in a groove before their game. For their upcoming Wednesday game against Plymouth State. That'll be on the road. Be an in-conference game, though. As the players help back to her feet. The downed player for Castleton State is Mackenzie Belando, who once again has scored twice in this game, as she's carried off the field. I'm sure this is hate to see a player have a great game like this end like this. Will have a great game end like this.
24 for 9, correct? Yes, that's correct.
She's carried off to the sideline. Play about to resume here with 14:46 left to go in the game. Belando most likely not coming back in this one. Kick now to be taken by Zolano. No, the ball kicked back to the ref. Excuse me. Now the real kick to be taken by Zolano. Seems like it's quieted down here following the injury. But once again, there's still nearly 15 minutes left of soccer to play as the ball is kicked over to Henderson. Henderson with the ball now. She clears it over to midfield. Capral tries to get it with her head. She's pushed out of the way, though. But the ball gets over to Morris. Morris with it. High pass. Over to Kudo. Kudo unable to get the ball back, though. Ball now with Castleton back in midfield with the ankle. But the ball is taken by number 16. Taken right from McNally. But Edwards chases the ball down. Able to get that right at the top of the goalie box. She kicks that one right back to midfield. Kudo tries to get it. Cast player spins away. Number 24 with it. 6 with it now for the Castleton. And a whistle's blown. Offsides call against Castleton. With 13:40 left to go in the game. In the game here. Ball kicked over to midfield. Young with it. Young tries to pass the ball, but it goes out of bounds. This will be Castleton's ball here. Ball thrown in by Castleton. And that goes out of bounds. That will now be a corner kick. No, excuse me. This will be Rick's ball. Edwards the kick. With 12:50 left to go in the game. Edwards kicks it. Met by the Castleton defender, but the ball's stolen away by Rick. Ball still in Rick possession. Off the head of Galagarza. Back to Castleton. Ball back to Rick, though. Kudo with it. Kudo with a nifty pass. Morris trying to chase the ball down before it goes out of bounds, but she's unable to get to it. That will be Castleton's ball. Castleton ball. Morris barreling down on it, though. Able to get in the way, but she's down now. Morris on the ground. Looks like it might be her hip might be hurting, but the ball is over in Rick territory now, and the whistle's blown. Morris can get some help now. Morris looks to be holding her hip, possibly her quad after getting mixed up with the Castleton player, trying to get the ball back. The referee goes to attend to her. McNally comes over to talk to her as well as the trainer. Morris now down here with 12:06 left to go. Hurt herself trying to make a scrappy play. They're talking to her. Coach Peary out as well. Things have once again gone quiet here with yet another injury here late in the game. Trying to stretch out that leg. Seems like at this point both teams would be happy just to get out of this game healthy With 12:06 left to go, Anchorwoman still down by 3. As they finally get Morris back to her feet, she's being helped off the field. Most likely won't be seeing her again for the rest of the game. After getting hurt in what may have been the quad, which seems to be wrapped up for her, that right quad. And coming in for the Anchorwoman now. Coming in now for the Anchorwoman to replace Morris is going to be Samantha McEney, the freshman defensewoman out of Riverside, graduate of LaSalle Academy. And play will resume in just a moment here. It'll be the Anchorwoman's ball. Zolano to kick it. Excuse me, this will actually look like it'll be Castleton's ball here with 12:06 left to go in the game. Ball kicked over to Edwards. Edwards with the ball now. She kicks it out into midfield and whistle blown once again. RIC ball here. Costa with it. Costa with the ball, tries to kick it. Oh, my, knocked back to midfield. Zolano with it, though. Zolano over the head of a defender. McKinney trying to be near the ball, unable to make much of an impact so far. McKinney with the ball now. Ball over to Caparro. McKinney with the ball, tries to move it. Still going down, trying to get around the defender, but she's able to draw the foul, actually, from number 20. So McKinney in her first minute, able to start making an impact. Zolano now to kick it. 11 minutes left to go in the game. Zolano's kick near the goalie box. McKinney still around the ball. Chasing it down. McNally tries to get the ball, unable to, though, as it's taken away by Castleton. Ball taken back to midfield in Castleton's possession. Number 24 kicks it. Nice pass over to number 19 for Castleton, but the whistle is blown. Offsides call against Castleton. Spoiling what was a nice-looking pass. Here, Costa to take the kick. It over the head, sails over the head of Kudo. Gallagher's trying to chase the ball down in the goalie box. Colvin also trying to get to the ball in the corner as that is nearly kicked out of bounds, but stays in. And long shot taken there by RIC. Henderson's able to pick that one up easily. Ball kicked over to Gracia in RIC territory. Zolano tries to knock the ball away, unable to. Keeney of the ball, able to out of bounds, and that will remain Castleton's ball with 9:22 left to go here in the game. And another sub's being made here by Castleton as Kaylee Mittenberger will go sit down for Aubrey Lynn. Aubrey Lynn will throw the ball in.
Eric, could you ask if number 4 for RIC has gone to the game pitch yet?
Throwing once again by 24 to number 6 for Castleton. But Edwards able to pick up that one easily. To pick up the deflection.
Thank you, that's what I had too. Just wanted to confirm.
Edwards with it, kicks the ball up. floats into Castleton territory. Kick back to the goalie. Galagarza chasing it down. Kicked away from her. McNally with it. McNally gets it back to Young. Young gets it to McKinney. And that ball goes out of bounds. Rick ball, though. McNeely throw it in. McNeely over to Kudo. Galagarza tries to get to it, but she's pushed away. No whistle, though. Castleton's ball here. As Castleton now is subbing out Stephanie Burkhammer to bring in Lindsay Gilmore, the freshman out of Chazy, New York. Out of Chazy Central High School. McKinney near it, though. Knocks it down with her head. Able to keep the ball in bounds. Knocks off the body, though, of Lynn. McKinney gets the ball over. Over wide. Caston with the ball now, bringing it up to midfield. But they are stopped by Costa, who tries to wrestle the ball away. Able to keep the ball in Caston territory. Defense coming now from Rick as the ball is kicked out of bounds by defenders on Brooke Young. Anchorman ball, though. Ball still with the Anchorman down by the sideline near the corner, and that one goes out the back. Corner kick now coming for Rick. Galagarza to take the corner kick here with 6:51 left to go in the game. Rick still down by 3. Corner kick coming. Galagarza to take it. Lone goal scorer for the Anchorman here tonight, and that ball lands on top of the net. That'll become Castleton's ball. Henderson the kick. Ball rolls into Rick territory. Number 24 handling it. Tries to split the defenders. But Mann comes down on it. Mann kicks it out of bounds. That'll remain Castleton ball. 5:53 left to go in this one. And that ball's kicked out once again by Castleton this time. Rick ball. Ball to Galagarza. Galagarza with it. Getting near midfield. Gets it over to Kudo. Kudo trying to get around. Trying to find some room to operate. Tries to pass it over to Mann. Mann isn't able to corral the ball. Ball back with Castleton. Few Anchorwomen at midfield trying to get the ball. Zolano kicks it back away. Finds its way over to Caparo. And that ball sails out of bounds. Ball thrown back in by Rick. Knocked out by Castleton. Rick thrown once again. By Aubrey Grace. That shot's taken. Light shot. Henderson able to pick that one back up. 4:43 left to go here. Rick still down by 3. Ball at midfield now. Castleton still controlling it. Being met by the anchor woman. Castleton just trying to salt away the time here. Ball winds up with Costa. Anchor woman still looking to generate some offense. Trying to at least get themselves right for their next game. With their Wednesday night game against Plymouth. And the whistle blows once again. The Anchorwoman making a sub as well. Morgan LaPlume coming in for Elena Kudo. Morgan LaPlume, the freshman midfielder out of Attleboro, Massachusetts. Number 15 here. Throw in here coming now. Ball with Young. McKinney trying to chase the ball down. And that ball's kicked back into RIC territory. Number 24 coming down, and she's followed, though, by Costa. Young with the ball now. Gets it over to Capraro. She gets the ball over to Rich. Rich with it. Rich over to Galagarza. Galagarza now in the corner of the goalie box, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Galagarza goes back, still with the ball. Pass it over, tries to get it to McNally. Pass is stopped, though, as McNally seemingly takes a hit, and that's going to be a penalty. Going to be McNally's penalty kick coming here now. Excuse me, this will be a foul shot here. Not sure what this is, but McNally's going to be taking it. McNally waiting to take her kick. After seemingly getting kicked, perhaps spiked. McNally to take this kick with 2 minutes left to go in the game. McNally kicks it over, and that one bounces off the crossbar. Rick tries to head it in, but they're unable to. Tough luck there for McNally. As the ball is kicked out there by Casta, McEney throws it in. McNally with the ball again, gets off her head. They get to Galagarza, off her head. More heads. Galagarza trying to follow the goal as the ball goes out the back. And with 1:30 left in the game, this will become Castleton's ball. 1:20 left to go here in the game. Anchorwoman seem like they're not going to pull this one out. Down 4-1. Ball gets to midfield. Anchorwoman trying to wrestle the ball away. Whistle's blown. This will be Castleton's ball. No, this will be Rick's ball. Less than a minute left to go in this one. Ball kicked by Costa. Gets to Young. Young with it. Trying to get around a few defenders. Zolano gets it. No whistles blown after a bit of a collision there. Long shot taken, and that one goes in, though. Of all the shots to go in, that long shot taken by Audra Grace Gracia goes in. The freshman out of New Bedford, Mass. And if I'm not mistaken, that is her. That is Gracia's first college goal coming here in the last minute of this game. And what a long beauty that was. Something for the Anchorwoman to hold on to here in the end of this one. As Capraro takes the ball down, the Anchorwoman seemingly reinvigorated. McKinney with it. Trying to get another score. McKinney still with the ball. 26 seconds left to go. McKinney now. No, Galagarza with the ball now in the corner of the goalie box. Takes the shot. Knocked away. McKinney tries to get it back. Galagarza gets off the ground slowly. And that one goes out the back. Looked like the Anchorwoman for a quick second here might have been able to bring this game within one. But with 7 seconds left to go in the game. As the game draws to a close here in the final seconds. And that'll be the end here. The Anchorwoman, after a late goal from Gracia, are going to fall to the Castleton State University Spartans 4-2, which is, and the Anchorwoman now fall to 1-1 in conference play. Castleton will now become 1-1. Anchorwoman now falling to 3-5, so unable to get to 500 here today, which obviously I'm sure they would have appreciated. So the Anchorwoman, though, in a game where really they dominated in terms of shot totals. The Anchorwoman taking, I believe, over I haven't gotten the final shot totals yet, but the Anchorwomen for most of this game have absolutely dominated in terms of shot totals. Were able to generate tons of offense, tons of opportunities for themselves, but just not able to get the ball in the net. And I hate to keep repeating myself, but that really has been the story of the game for the Anchorwomen. Otherwise, they've played really well in every other aspect of the game, just unable to get the ball in there. Very strong performance from Lorraine Henderson for Castleton, and the Anchorwomen just not able to get a victory here. And I'm getting the final shot totals now, and yes, the Anchorwomen took 23 shots compared to Castleton's 12. But the Anchorwomen fall, and this one's I nearly gave myself a paper cut on the shot totals. But yes, the Anchorwomen, ton of opportunities. So there's a lot of positives to take from this game. Just execution in the final stage. That needs to be the focus for the Anchorwomen now as they prepare for their next game, another interconference game against Plymouth State University in Plymouth State. And the Anchorwomen just need to get it together before that game. They need to be able to score. They need to be able to execute in the end. And hopefully they'll be able to come up with a win and continue trying to climb their way back to 500. Anywho, though, from all of us here at Alumni Field, my name is Jake Elmsley. I hope to see you all again really soon. Have a lovely afternoon, and we will see the Anchorwomen again Wednesday as they face off against Plymouth State.